Regardless how the result went, you have to also show respect to Chelsea for the work and the quality they showed in that game. Regardless, Chelsea came in with that approach that okay, they started that game with you push you play while we sit and observe you and take on the count and break you on the counter. Of course, they have players who can cause anything problems on the break. They have the likes of Pedro Neto, who is pacey. They have the likes of Alejandro Garnacho, who is also pacey. Garnacho was a complete threat up front. Of course, when he was in Man United, he used to be threat. Though Man United is not a breeding ground for talent. But then you sit back and observe this player, and you say, this young man knows what he's doing. Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, I have to give kudos to Enzo Maresca for the quality, for his tactical awareness. His substitutions were pinpoint. Yes, bringing in Estevao was what also added some quality and bite in the attack. When the likes of Garnacho and Neto were substituted, he came in there and brought some life up front when the players seemed like they had already gassed out. We should be hailing the coach for making those substitutions. That's the truth. He did well. Then we talk about Achiampong, who showed working. I thought he was going to fall short, but Badiashile was there. He showed working until he sustained that injury. He was on top of his. Of course, he kept out Soboslai in the first half. We thought Soboslai had already put that ball behind the net, at the back of the net. But then Badiashile was well positioned to the ball ricocheted on his body. Of course, he was the one that saved that ball. You will not say Sanchez would have did that, but Sanchez on his own showed working where he was called upon through Mo Salah. He was there to rescue that Mo Salah's ball. Sanchez showed working too. The coach, you look at Enzo, Marcel Caicedo, he was the architect in the midfield. Enzo Fernandez is the kind of player that you don't need to. If you doubt what he's doing in the field until he's substituted, you realize that this guy was showing this working in the field though. This guy was doing well in the field. I have to give kudos to the whole Chelsea team. Reece James, his passes were pinpoint. You talk about Cucurella. That one is really doing exceptional. He's been exceptional in the last 1 year. Last 1 year for Chelsea. Yes, he's up there, one of the best left backs in the world. You talk about Nuno Mendes, you talk about Cucurella. You can't take it away from him. Those performances are performances you look at and give kudos to the team. Having that quality to deliver. You know, one of the good things about a team is having the quality on the bench whom you can bring in to change the nature of the game. That's what Enzo Maresca did, and that was spot on. That was completely spot on for what he did. So you have to give kudos to Chelsea for the work they put in against Liverpool. All round, they were exceptional. They got the much needed 3 points. They had, of course, they won the most possession, 53-47 for Liverpool. So you have to give him kudos. Enzo Maresca was tactical enough. He got a result. That's one of those moments. Of course, last season, Ancelotti got the better of him at Anfield. Yes, this time around, we'll be expecting them to come to Anfield in the second leg. But for now, Chelsea, we are simply the better team. They deserve to win that game. That's all I have to say.